August 6th and 9, 1945, marked two of the most pivotal days in modern history. On these dates, the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan were struck by atomic bombs, leading to unprecedented destruction and the eventual end of World War II. This video delves into the history, chronology, and the profound impacts of these bombings. To understand the bombings, we must first consider the backdrop of World War II. By 1945, the conflict had raged for 6 years, involving numerous nations and resulting in millions of casualties. The Allied powers were closing in on victory in Europe, but the Pacific War against Japan continued with fierce resistance. The atomic bomb was a product of the Manhattan Project, a secretive and monumental effort by the United States, with support from the United Kingdom and Canada. Scientists like J. Robert Oppenheimer, Enrico Fermi, and many others worked tirelessly to harness nuclear energy for military use. The project culminated in the successful test of the first atomic bomb, codenamed Trinity, on July 16, 1945, in New Mexico. President Harry S. Truman faced a critical decision: use the atomic bomb to force Japan's surrender, or continue a prolonged and costly invasion. The Japanese military showed no signs of capitulation, and estimates suggested that an invasion could result in hundreds of thousands of Allied and Japanese casualties. Thus, Truman authorized the use of atomic bombs to expedite the end of the war. On August 6, 1945, the B-29 bomber Enola Gay, piloted by Colonel Paul Tibbets, dropped an atomic bomb nicknamed Little Boy over Hiroshima. The bomb exploded at approximately 1,900 feet above the city, unleashing an intense fireball and a shockwave that obliterated everything within a 1-mile radius. The immediate impact killed an estimated 70,000 people, with tens of thousands more succumbing to injuries and radiation sickness in the following months. 3 days later, on August 9, 1945, the B-29 bomber Bockscar, piloted by Major Charles Sweeney, targeted the city of Nagasaki with a second atomic bomb, Fat Man. Despite the city's hilly terrain, which somewhat contained the blast, the explosion was immensely destructive. Approximately 40,000 people died instantly, and total casualties, including those from radiation exposure, reached around 70,000 by the end of the year. The devastation wrought by the atomic bombings, combined with the Soviet Union's declaration of war against Japan on August 8, 1945, compelled Emperor Hirohito to intervene. On August 15, 1945, Japan announced its surrender, effectively ending World War II. The formal surrender ceremony took place on September 2, 1945, aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. The bombings had lasting effects on survivors, known as hibakusha, who endured severe burns, radiation sickness, and long-term health issues, including cancer. The cities themselves faced massive rebuilding efforts. Globally, the bombings ushered in the nuclear age, leading to a tense Cold War and ongoing debates about nuclear weapons morality and necessity. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki remained subjects of intense debate. Some argue that they were necessary to end the war quickly and save lives, while others believe they were inhumane and set a dangerous precedent. The bombings are a sobering reminder of nuclear weapons' devastating power and a call to pursue peace and disarmament. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were watershed moments in history, demonstrating both the destructive potential of nuclear weapons and the urgent need for international cooperation to prevent their use. As we reflect on these events, it is crucial to remember the human cost and strive for a future where such tragedies are never repeated.